Most of they're overcharged.
Yeah, like that. Plus, they're overseas too.
But I thought it's black no matter what.
It's uplifting black people.
You would uplift
If
a black
you're going to uplift a small business when you shop, even though it's overcharged there.
I mean, I can decide if I want to or not. Being like,
then you're not pro-black. You're not pro-black. You're flexing.
Bro,
no,
very flexible.
brother.
No, listen. Being pro-black is not about, okay, I'm shopping at that black shop particularly because it's black owned, even though it's overpriced.
But that's
it's like
that's
that-
the
that-
definition
like
of your pro-black.
No matter
If
what.
a white guy,
yeah.
my
Let me.
mic is being busy.
Everything all right?
It's picking the noise bit low.
Yeah, it's getting louder too. I feel it.
Should I turn it down?
I turn it down, but it's still.
You can
You continue. You continue.
combo.
Okay.
Like
What's
you said,
Yeah.
pro-black means no matter what the situation is, I will still stand for black.
Black people.
And there's the situation whereby it's a small black-owned business.
Yeah.
Let's say if you go to River, you're going to pay €5 for a normal black castor oil, let me say it like that.
Yeah.
And you go to a black-owned business, you're going to pay €15 for that. It's overcharged though.
Yeah.
But uplifting a black-owned business,
Yeah.
why won't you go for that? Because you're pro-black.
Uplifting a black-owned business.
It doesn't only mean posting that person on Instagram, brother. It also means participating in.
I mean, I could.
And also supporting the black people
Wait,
isn't just posting or promoting and asking for free stuff. It's actually giving them money.
Yeah. You see, I can decide if I want to buy, or you see, if I buy one time, yeah, I'm still supporting, innit?
No.
But that's not a difference. A one-time purchase is not a
Well,
difference.
one-time person is just buying it now to show off that, at least I bought something at the black-owned shop.
Let me rephrase it.
Yeah.
Buying a few times, just acknowledging that they are there, is supporting,
That's not
right?
pro-black. That's not pro-black, my friend.
Like you see.
That's a wannabe.
Okay. Let me.
Nah, there's no rephrasing.
No,
It's out
not
there, it's
rephrasing.
there.
I'm not rephrasing it. Let me put it in this perspective. Okay, let me ask y'all: if you're supporting your friend with the, let's say, a friend is do music and stuff, you support him or be like, okay, I'll try to support you. I'm listening to your songs, plus I'm gonna post you now and then stuff, this and that. You see, if you let's say you listen to a song and be like, okay, I don't really fuck with it, but I'm still supporting it.
That's wrong.
That's not
That's wrong?
support.
That is not supported because, listen, when a friend releases a song, let me use the song also as an example. When a friend releases a song today and I post it today, and after 2 days' time, I don't go back to listen to the song or repost it, then I was just doing it just because a friend released the song. But if your favorite artist releases a song and you don't post it, but you still go back to listen to that song, that means you are really into the song and you are supporting that artist. I've got a couple of friends who are into music and they do music now. Sometimes they'll bring something out and you listen to it and be like, no shit, I'm not going to post it.
Yeah.
And I don't normally post songs on my stories or whatever, but if I really feel it, I'm gonna tell you, bro, you did a very good job, and it will be on my playlist. That's what supporting means.
Okay, like if y'all say that, if I just went out and be like, okay, I fuck with your idea, but I'm not buying it because it's overcharged, and I'm not buying something that's overcharged.
That's a good way to support a black person or being pro-black.
But
you are giving a feedback for them to adjust to the situation.
But y'all try to push the narrative. If I don't buy there, I'm not being pro-black.
No, we are not trying to push the narrative. We are only trying to understand what you mean by pro-black. Pro-black doesn't mean that you have to support it no matter what. You find a mistake, that is, it's been overcharged. You walk to the person, my sister, my brother, I really like your idea. I will really want to buy here, but when I go to River, I'm going to get it 5 more way cheaper than what you're selling here. But bro, I need the money, so I can't really shop here. You've given that person a very good feedback. If they want to really be supporting their people, they were going to think about it. That's what being pro-black means. Not supporting no matter what, finding the mistakes and giving solutions.
I mean, supporting, like you said, you're right. You said this right there, like being like criticizing them in a good way. It's like supporting. So you're still supporting black people no matter what. Like that's one way to support people. Is what you said. To
take it like that.
Supporting black people.
Take it like
so
that.
so support black people by any means.
But I get your point.
It's a way of
supporting black people by any means. When you say it like that, it's literally, or people take it literal and goes, black person is opening a business. Let me just hype it for them. Let me go and buy.
I didn't mean it literally.
I took it literally. That's why I was like, it shouldn't be that way, because there are a lot of people online right now doing a lot of business, but they don't really know how to push them business, or it's overcharged. It's not quality enough. And one thing I've learned is like most of our people, or me being black, I've realized that the friends around me, they don't really go well with criticism. If you criticize them, they'll be like, if you know how to do it, why are you not doing it? They don't want to accept your point of view, and that's really messed up in this situation too.
You know what's also hard? Like, it's also hard to be pro-black sometimes, because the other black peoples be like pushing, like Ghanaians, for example. Them people can't take criticism as shit.
I know, bro.
They can't, and it's very like it's our own people who be pushing down the community. Ghanaians especially, those people, they jealous you, your own brothers, but
that's not being pro-black.
Yeah,
and we all will go out and be like, Black Lives Matter, my brother.
Yes, I'm still.
Black lives only matter when the white man is the one behind the trigger.
Yes, that's also true.
So deep, brother. So deep.
That's a deep statement.
So deep.
Well, I still haven't got an answer to the radical or the right-wing movement of
Do you
black
want my
lives.
answer now?
Yeah, I want yours now, because I think it's kind
So-
of strongly to put his into words.
I don't think pro-white would be problematic if it was mainly the minority, or if it had no bad connotations to it. The moment pro-white starts, people have their own associations that they make connections to it. For example, here in Germany, if you start a pro-white Pathfinder group, people are going to make direct connections with Hitler and his Pathfinder Junge.
I mean, isn't that everywhere in Europe?
No.
If you start, I mean, Eastern Europe.
Okay.
So
makes sense, but now the difference is education. So you have to educate yourself or you have to be open enough to educate yourself on the movement a pro-white organization might follow. And also the education of what a black, pro-black organization also follows. You have to be educated
that's
and aware
100%
of
true.
it.
That's 100% true. And the reason why most of these pro-white activists are like directly cancelled is because they come up with similar ideas with what the previous pro-white activists were doing. For example, if you go to Eastern Germany, let's use Eastern Germany for example, and an Eastern German pro-white group starts with bald hair, with fancy tattoos and all those things. People are going to make their assumptions, and this cancellation will start all over again. Or if I'm in the USA and I say we're starting a pro-white group and we do this pro-white signs, and we've got our hoodies.
That's something a difference.
We got a lot of pro-white people. Like, we got a lot of pro-white groups actually. If you take it like that, we got the KKK. It's the pro-white.
Well, it's a forbidden group.
Yeah, but it's still a pro-white group.
Yeah, but it's forbidden.
Neo-Nazi.
Legally forbidden, but it still exists.
Yeah, but
we have
pro-white is legal. It's legally allowed to exist.
Yeah,
it's
but
not legally
why?
allowed to have the room to breed.
You gotta ask your question, why? Why is it?
Like, if we want to take it to the extreme, and I want to ask this question to both of you, poor black, if we take it like deep down, poor black will eventually someday mean segregation. And that will be, no matter which term we put it, we are the one defining the terms of how segregation gonna happen. Isn't that a dangerous road we're driving to? We're driving towards a fence.
I try to go there to the segregation stuff because I'm a huge, in German we say Verfechter of
advocate.
Of
that's
going,
literally the word advocate.
I'm a huge advocate of going back to the motherland.
Back to the roots, brother.
Segregation. Literally, like, I try, like, a plan is to make Africa
great again.
Like, literally, make Africa great again. Like,
when Trump said it, the whole world tried to cancel him. The whole world tried to make fun of him.
Make Africa great again.
You gotta, you know.
You can only make something great when it's not working.
Yeah, like you gotta look at what Trump meant by making America great again, and what
let's leave him there, please. Let's leave Trump out right now.
I'm a big advocate of.
You would close the doors to Africa. You wouldn't let a white man come back to Africa. Is it that or European white man? Because there are obviously Egyptians, North Africans who are white who live in Africa. So you would actually not much. Yeah, but let me finish. So you would actually build a wall between Africa and the rest of the world. That's the same thing Trump was trying to do. You're not different than Trump.
No.
You're not different.
Not building a wall. Listen.
Yeah, I'm not saying a physical wall, but a wall that exists in our mental
health. Yeah.
And you're not different than Trump then.
Let's get these
you're right wing.
out.
You're a black white wing.
That's like one of the extreme parts of pro. Whenever a group starts, they are all calm. They are all humble with their motives. But when they gain the popularity, they then become evil. They then become their own oppressors. What they were oppressed about.
I'm not trying to oppress people.
No, I totally understand when people say back to the roots. Back to the roots.
How do you want to get back to the roots? The only way we can get freedom or own our motherland back is by killing those.
It's taking us from those who have it now.
Do you think Ghana is a free country?
No.
Do you think Nigeria is a free country?
No, it's not.
How do you want to be free then? There has to be a race war.
Of
course, down the road.
You just do exactly what Michael said. You just take back what they took from us.
And how are you going to take it?
So
listen. If I steal your phone, my friend, and you come knocking down my door and you want your phone back, would you say, "Oh man, can you please give me my phone back?
No.
I need my phone. I need to call me mommy."
No,
you're gonna fight me. Wouldn't you want to fight me?
Yeah.
And that would lead to a race war between white and black people.
Yeah.
So you're willing to accept.
You see, things that gave me hope for the whole segregation stuff, the whole back to the motherland movement is remember when UK shut down the borders for Nigeria for a short period, and Nigeria was like, could do the same, and UK was like, oh, shit, they going through with it, like, okay, we gotta cancel it, like, we need the Nigerians, we need their oil, we need their gold, like, the white people are they're what's up? They dependent. Like, they low-key depend on Africa, high-key even.
No, not low-key. That's a fact.
They depend on Africa, but they made it smart because they made it seem like Africa needs Europe to sustain, but Africa don't need Europe. So we just have to go back.
But how do you want to take back your motherland? by asking and being on your knees.
Not by asking, but
you can't fight this war just by saying, "Please, can I get my land back?" And Africa indirectly also depend on the European market because first of all, let me finish. Because first of all, whatever Africa brings on the market is being priced by the person coming to buy it. If I bring my phone to the market and you want to buy it, you tell me your price that you want to pay for it. That's what is happening right now.
Right. Well, we just sell between ourselves, isn't it?
And
do we need like? No. Let me tell you why we don't need the white man to survive.
We don't need them,
or even the market system.
We are living in a world which is being ruled and dictated by a white government.
Yeah, that's true. So we have to fight, or in his eyes, the only way to go, or in my eyes, the only way to go back to your roots is literally to a race war.
Yeah.
But you saying like a marketplace only works by, I am the buyer, so I dictate the price.
Yeah.
That's true, but why do we have to sell to white people?
That's a question we have to ask ourselves then.
And also the whole trading for money, trading goods for money came from white people. And if you say we want to be pro-black, the whole social economics, the whole governmental system will be also sent back to Europe.
Thank you for that.
Pro-black will mean I'm definitely not deluded like many people out there who say, oh, black people before the white guy came, we were all kings and queens. Shut the fuck up, man. How can we all be kings and queens? Like, we were also slaves, innit? We were slaving our own people. So someone has to be on the bottom. Someone has to be on the bottom of that pyramid. And we'll find that we go back to a way where we can survive without this whole, I trade my money for this iPhone. I trade my time to earn the money for the iPhone. We will have a way how blackness can survive. But that's more something that's
a utopian distance
that's very far away, but already happened in the past very far away. So we have to not only uplift ourselves from the system created by white, we have to destroy it from our head automatically, erase it like completely, so we can rebuild and heal. Because if we live partly in it,
that was going to be my next point.
If you get bitten by a python and you remove the poison, the toxin out of it, and you live, let me say, a little bit in it, that little bit can develop to destroy your whole arm. So you have to cut that arm down because you were not patient enough. You didn't have the time to remove it all. So you have to really go back, look, what is blackness and what is whiteness? And whiteness is selling your goods for money.
Yeah.
Having a government ruled by people who voted people to rule them.
So, and that's going to be a next question.
But do both of you see yourself living in a world with no government system, no socio-economic system? Can you live in that kind of world?
In the world right now, not really.
Yes.
So you need whiteness.
Yes.
So you need white. You cannot live without whiteness, even though you segregate yourself from white people, but you still need whiteness.
We can, because, as I said earlier before we started this, I'm more like back to the roots guy. What was the living like before the white man came to Africa? And before the white man came to Africa, black people didn't really depend on each other, but they lived together with each other. So there was this style of farming whereby we come together, we farm together, whatever we get, like we all own our own separate farms though, but today if we're going to work on my farm, today we're going to work on your farm. So by the end of the year, we have different crops that we share among each other. People were being taught at home by their parents, so the knowledge that people had, it traveled within the family. That would limit our ideas, but people will still share what they have within their own communities.
That's the problem of segregation. Like, if we don't have diversity is important because diversity uplifts the whole human race.
Yeah.
Just we can have ideas like going left, ideas going right, going south, north, whatever, and we can combine those ideas to a greater good. But if everyone lives separately in their little small boxes, like no one's actually going further in life.
Can I say something?
Yeah, of course you can.
Okay. So to the whole, you said the social
Social-economic section.
Yeah. You see, if you take it like that, like Africa itself had like the countries, them kingdoms. They had their kingdoms just like in Europe. Like the concept of the whole kingdom stuff wasn't just okay. European did the whole kingdom stuff, so
it has been there way older. Even than the European
whole
kings and queens.
The socio-economic stuff. It's not like a white people only did that. It's like, okay, someone invented it. People was like, yeah, that's a good idea. We're trying to copy it because it's benefiting everyone else. Like it's benefiting everyone's country. Because back then, if you take it even further, before kingdoms that were made, they would be like, like we need a leader, someone who can be the voice of everyone else. So they decided, okay, let's have a king and build a kingdom. People who didn't have a kingdom saw that and was like, yeah, let us too do the same stuff. So okay, and then you saw the rise of kingdoms, and kingdoms were everywhere in the world, even in ancient South America, a place what was undiscovered for the longest. Yeah. Plus, wait. I know. So it's always someone invented, someone saw it, everyone copied it. You
Diversity.
see?
That's only gonna happen with diversity.
You see, what I'm being with the whole segregation stuff, I'm just being split like the black people with the white people. Let the white people be, let the black people be.
And what about those in the middle?
I mean, those in the middle
are fucked up.
Like they are black anyways. Okay. So it'd be like,
would those mixed race people who live with the black, would they have special privileges?
No.
Why not? Because they have different needs than a fully black guy.
Do they?
Yes.
For example,
for the melanin, basically, like the way the sun, the ultraviolet hits the skin, it affects them differently than it does us.
I mean, melanin dominates the skin anyways.
Colorism.
Like, what about light-skinned people? It's
Colorism.
not because of the pigment of the skin is...
Colorism.
Colorism is still a thing. People assume light-skinned people are prettier, so they will have different privileges.
The whole colorism thing is not pro-black.
Colorism is not pro-black, but we are the main subscriber to colorism, though. Yeah, we are. It was created by white people to differentiate who's gonna sleep in the house and who's gonna work on the farm, right? But we took it and said, okay, because I grew up watching TV with fancy white girls, with fancy white chicks,
Of course.
No, line up.
Bro,
also
you
for white people,
you dragging today's convo.
for white people also, the lighter you are, the light Negro you are.
Yeah,
you are a light
the
version of
Negro.
So we can trust you. So people, your mom, you also did it.
What?
You also lightened your skin. For I don't know the reason, but most people lighten their skin to impress the white folks.
Nah.
Of course they do.
To impress the white folks?
Indian people, when they have a black kid, they kill him. They kill the kid.
What?
In India.
Oh yeah.
In Malaysia, people lighten their skin. People cry in Asia when they are dark. Why black people lighten their skin? They buy their car lights and stuff.
Yeah.
To have the same privilege like lighter people, the lighter complexion.
Yeah.
And
So their colorism is also a problem.
Colorism will be a problem. The heat will be a problem for them.
Yeah, because they've got different
people.
melanin and their skin.
So,
it's different.
So we're taking them arguments to The whole back to the roots stuff.
So we have to find
the heat is a
because
problem.
yeah, of course, back then they had different complexion of black,
Okay.
but they didn't have this kind of complexion. So how do we
Okay.
treat them if we are going back to the
You know,
roots?
You know,
And I'm not being pro-black.
What I mean with the back to the root stuff is taking black intelligence back to back to Africa. Like we had, we got,
okay,
we
that
got our
was your
whole
aspect of
Black excellence back.
back to Africa. Like make Africa a whole,
Make
make
Africa
Africa
great
a new Europe, nigga. Like let
no,
them,
it shouldn't be a new Europe.
not a new Europe,
bro.
but
Listen.
You know what I mean?
Wait. I get your point.
Yeah.
But that's the issue.
We are long in.
Yeah, that's the issue. Because we always fall back to compare ourselves to what the white men have created.
because we don't have records of our own.
And
That's
that
the thing.
doesn't mean we should fall back and compare to them. I'm not saying comparison is wrong, but we shouldn't fall back to that idea
Yeah.
of comparing to them. Why can't we create something that we will say, this is the new Africa, nothing else is like this before have ever existed.
That's basically saying comparing it to Europe, because Europe was something that wasn't there before. Like if I say let's be the new, like better than Europe, or be like doing something similar to Europe, I'm not saying okay, let's copy them. I'm being like
No, when we say better than Europe in this context, we will say that okay, so Europe is better, so that's good.
no, I'm be like Euro is a strong force. Let's be a stronger force than them.
And to be a stronger force, you have to compare yourself to someone. You have to have,
An opponent,
yes, you have to have something you
an adversary,
relate to.
that, and say that, oh, okay, so this is how good they are, then I have to
Be
be
better.
this good.
Because
but that shouldn't be the point. That's,
should-
if you get
Because
what I'm
like
trying
if
to
you
say.
compare Cristiano Ronaldo and LeBron James with it, like LeBron
not-
James is a different,
In a different
different field.
You see-
Ronaldo's in different. But if you say
see what you
you want to be a
Listen.
you want to be a great soccer player, you're automatically gonna compare yourself
yourself to soccer.
to Ronaldo
And
and
that-
not to LeBron James because he's doing something
Yeah,
else. So
yeah.
African people have to do something else.
Yeah, listen.
First of all, we've got different weather, different climate. Everything is different in Africa,
have different needs.
and everything is also different
Yeah,
in
you can
Europe.
learn, you can
Sorry,
learn like the white people.
sorry that
Thank
I've
you.
attacked you.
I would say if I had the opportunity, or if I had like something in relation for Africans, like our old history, I would use that. But they erased it. So I don't have any comparison
not
similar
really.
to Africa.
Not really.
But you can
Not
also
really.
start from scratch.
Not really.
That's not like white people also start from nothing.
You see, and then when I compare ourselves to white people by saying starting from nothing,
That's not the same comparison. That's not the same comparison.
Y'all knew what I meant, though. That's a crazy part.
Yeah,
Y'all know what I mean.
I totally understand what you're trying to say, but what I'm trying to be here right now is you are being pro-black.
Yeah.
And pro-black means no matter what the cause stand for blackness, no matter what the cause, go for the black. And even
Just
though-
black, yeah, just
beyond,
black,
before everything
before
else,
any other race. Yeah.
before any other race. Sorry to myself. And when you start to compare yourself to a white race, I won't say white race, but when you start to compare Africa to Europe, and you want to build Africa as how Europe is,
No,
it's
no,
not
how?
better. Like before you can make something better, you have to be good like that thing and move the next step.
I mean, we could better in something else, though.
That's why I say you have to be in different
You-
fields.
then you have to start.
Listen.
Listen. You have to start from different angle if you want to be like you are not in the same competition. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. So
It's- then
I'm saying you can be better than Europe, not meaning be the same as Europe, like doing the
Is
same
LeBron
stuff.
James better than Cristiano Ronaldo? If I go up to the street and ask someone, is Cristiano Ronaldo better than LeBron James? They're like, are you stupid?
Nah, you gotta ask the question right. Who's a better athlete?
No.
Like, no, if
I'm
you're
just
not-
putting it open. Is LeBron James better than Cristiano Ronaldo?
Then you can't answer the question.
Yeah, so
Okay,
you can't
but
say
asked-
Africa is better than.
You see, y'all asked the question wrong. if y'all be like, okay, who's the better athlete, LeBron James or Cristiano Ronaldo? I would say LeBron James, because LeBron James is a 6'7" dude who jumps like a
Nevertheless, you still can't compare, as
them.
athletes. In which field are you comparing them?
fields.
in athleticism. Damn.
No. Under what criteria are you going to compare? Who runs faster?
Who jumps higher?
Who jumps higher?
Who jumps higher?
And then what again? Who handles the ball best with their hands and with their foot?
Meaning athleticism, meaning the whole athleticism. Damn. Athleticism meaning their body structure,
You can't compare
their ability, what they can do with
because
their
they
body.
are different
Okay, but now,
species.
but look at.
Y'all do what I meant.
No. If you want to like dissect this LeBron James and Ronaldo debate, you have to look at Ronaldo's field, what he needs to dominate his sports.
Yeah.
Do he really need his six pack? Do he really need that
Broad
shoulders?
No.
Okay, so LeBron James has a wide arm span
frame, yeah.
Why does
because
he need it?
he's mostly under
On the rim, stuff
under the
that
rim, so he has to dominate in the air. Ronaldo don't need that, so that would be an unfair comparison if you say, "Oh, LeBron James has a better body." He has to have a better body because of
the field
the
where
field
he's
playing
playing.
in.
Okay.
Sorry that I spit on you.
Damn.
He said,
So the comparison will be unfair. So you cannot. Now you have to look at Europe. Europe have different weather conditions, so they can
what
only
do they need?
they can only plant fruits in the summers and earn it in the
back to
summers.
the point of being better in a different way.
Being better in a different way, in your own way, according to what you need, what your land provides, and how you can sustain your people on that land.
Yeah, okay, but it's still trying to be better than Europe.
This guy is crazy.
Y'all see where I'm going, because it's being better in a different way, but still being better than them.
Won't you be better than America then? I mean North America. Won't you be better than that part? Is that Eastern Asia?
Yeah, like being.
So then you have to compare yourself to all these fields then. But Eastern Asia have got different climate, different resources, and they live a different life if you compare to living in the tropical and the sub-Saharan desert of Africa.
True. I agree. But still, like, I could be like, I find the continent, Asia, is socially and economically and was noch ein field? Let's leave it as
agricultural.
Agriculturally better than Europe. Like, if I say that, would I be wrong?
It wouldn't be wrong.
No, it's true.
Those are facts. It's not a fact.
Those are facts.
That's not a fact.
Is it a fact?
That's not a fact. That's an
Okay.
opinion.
That's not a fact. That's your opinion. There are no statistics here. There's nothing that we can compare to make that a fact. I get
technically, there are statistics for it.
For what?
For
how rich the resources are, how.
But economically.
There are no valid stats. It's always the
they are
perspective.
just your opinion.
Okay, but you had no problem by stating Asia is better than Europe, even though I didn't mention the whole condition and stuff and take into consideration that this and this and this and that is there.
I would
how the
ask
climate
you,
is.
if you say Asia is better than Europe, I will ask you why. And then you come up with some lists and comparisons.
And if I'm asking the question though, like not the question. I'm saying we should be better than Europe. Now y'all be like,
yeah, I also have the conditions. I want the conditions.
Now you'll be like, but why being better than Europe? That means like you're trying to be like Europe and then trying to better themselves like.
I understand your point. I understand your point, and it's valid. But if you say Asia is better than Europe, I will accept the conditions. If you say you want to be better than Africa, I will also ask you
and what criteria do you want to be better than
criteria
Africa?
you want to say you're better than a different person. You have to come to a level where you can have the same conditions, the same criteria to actually be able to have comparison. And also, going back to your segregation part, that I would you consider some white people certified niggers?
Certified niggas? That's a new term for me. Certified nigger.
Certified
White
people certified.
Okay, forget about that term.
No,
forget about the term.
Okay.
I will say the same thing in a different way. Would you give some white people the N pass because they are so cool, they're so into the culture? Okay, but there are a lot of white people who don't really feel white. They feel really ashamed of their history. So would you
consider them?
Would you pity them and take them under your housing if we have the whole segregation part and we live in different continents, like the white people over there, we with the mixed race people and the black people? Would you take a white brother with you, or the father of a mixed race kid? Would you take it with him?
Of course. Listen, what I mean with the whole segregation stuff is just part yourself from the whiteness, the whole white narrative that's being pushed in all them mostly white populated countries. Not being don't hook up with white people no more, or don't allow them to enter our country. If you enter our country, do it peacefully. It's like
that's not black no matter what.
It's like visiting.
Oh, so you get
it's like visiting. Now. It's not or trying to live there because the work is better there. Just similar how it is in Europe right now, being black people coming to Europe or America because the work is better and it's getting better paid. I want to push the narrative to Africa got work too. So
you want white people to come over?
White people, yeah.
So that's not segregation. That just puts uplifting black people, putting black people at number one, no matter what.
Didn't I explain what I meant with the segregation? I meant this.
Nah, in the segregation part, you said white people, you stay over here, black people, you stay over here, and then he asked about the mixed race people, and you're like, they can't come with us.
Mixed race people are black people.
If we want to talk about segregation, how it was designed by the white people and the Nazis taken from the Nazis, it was.
Now you're taking it into comparison of the white people, but
that's the meaning of segregation.
Yeah,
and that means
hold on.
Minorities or people who are not part of society, you go over there, you stay in that ghettos, overpopulated ghettos. You stay there with your crap.
Okay, and that's copying what Europe did, but we're trying to be better than Europe.
Don't care.
You see, be better than Europe in another way, in a different way.
So you want
just how it was back then, how the Militants went to Spain and taught them the whole taught them everything. Architecture.
But you know that if we want to be better, if we want to go back to how it was. Blackness was never segregating themselves from whiteness.
Yeah. What? I explained what I meant with the segregation.
I get your point. I get your point. Segregation or the concept of segregation should be abolished, and to the extent that it doesn't mean that we can't live together in peace, no matter what the situation is. We have to discuss the main problem at hand. I feel like black people have a problem that is racism happened. We acknowledge it. We want to talk about it. And most white people are like, I didn't do it. My ancestor did it. So let's let it be. Let it slide. And until we both sit on a table and talk about it. Right now, we are all black people talking about what we feel without no white folk here. So they can defend themselves. But until we all sit down to talk about it, segregation won't be a problem. Segregation won't be an issue. So if you're out there with your white folks, or if you're a white folk and you've got black folks around, and you can't talk about racism, the injustice between being white and being black, being pro-black or being pro-white, and you can't talk about it and have the same or different opinions, but still being able to sit on the same table to talk about it, then it's not possible for us to overcome all these issues. Because no matter what our differences, in the end, we all should be able to sit on one table and have a meal together.
The funny thing is, we tried that for the longest. You see Martin Luther King. People called him an Uncle Tom because he tried to do peace.
This is Black History Month. Don't throw shots at Martin Luther King
I'm not
Jr.
throwing shots at, like, people called him that because he tried to do it peacefully, sit together with white people and talk with them and be like, we want to have the same rights as you. We want to not be seen as the people just like
subhumans.
Yeah, subhumans. We don't want to see. We want to be like he just one step below us. We want to be equal.
About peace, you'll be killed.
You see, we want to be equal, and people called him an Uncle Tom because he tried to compromise and tried to do it peacefully, and white people took advantage of that because we sit together. Even now, people sitting together with white people. Sorry that I touched you for white people, but people sitting together with white people, trying to talk with them, try to do something to change the situation, but they still don't want to listen. So the only solution would be like go back where you came from, like segregate yourself in their point of. Okay, not segregate. Split yourself from the white people. Split yourself from
that's the same meaning, but a different word, brother.
Yeah, I mean, split yourself from the, like, your segregation is like, where like we try to like cancel white people completely off our life, but it's being go back where you came from. So
no, brother. We've been talking a lot. I think we have to split this podcast in two parts. But back to the roots, it's not about segregation.
It's not about segregation. It's been like
back to
building Africa to the empire that it was before.
Who told you Africa was an empire? I know, bro. Just telling you off. No, but wait. It's not about just going back to Africa to see Africa as now and we're going to build it up, or it's not going back to Africa and make it how it was before. It's first of all understanding.
Yeah.
We have to, before we can understand what happened before, we have to understand what happened yesterday. And yesterday I mean the nearest past that happened. If you have not even been able to solve racism or slavery, which happened 500 years ago, how much more do you want to understand things which happened 5,000 years ago? We need to take a gradual step. If we can sit on the same table and talk about, man, racism did happen, or slavery did happen. If you can't talk about that, then, bro, what's the point?
Yeah, I mean that's fixing the problem of white people, but going back to the roots, going back to the motherland is. And
Maynard did make a point. He said Black lives matter only when a white man is at the end of the gun. Black life doesn't matter only when the black man is at the end of the gun. But within our black communities, we are not really fighting for Black Lives Matter within our communities. We are destroying ourselves within ourselves.
I mean,
so pro-black,
and you actually support it. You're an active supporter against anti-black. Stop
anti-black?
Yeah.
Anti-black.
Yes. You are actually supporter of anti-black.
Anti-black.
Yeah.
Yes.
You listen to O-Block.
What O-Block?
You listen to Chicago rap. That's anti-black music.
First of all, I don't listen to Chicago rap, even not to drill music.
But you used to. Have you never listened to Lil Durk? You have actively putting money into Lil Durk's hand, someone who's actively against black people.
Then you gotta see what songs I listen from Lil Durk. The only song which
Lil Durk is still a Chicago nigga, someone who shoots actively at niggers.
That's the point. Like when within the black community, we are killing our fellow black men.
Okay,
but
so
that won't be Black Lives Matter.
You're pushing the narrative of being black, pro-black as being an extremist.
No.
I would say yes. I would say yes.
I won't say that, but
Like,
the problem
the way
is
he came up on this podcast, he was acting up all tough, being an extremist, someone who's no matter what going to stand for white people, uplift the condition of a black man, and
I'm not saying that.
and fighting racial oppression. Racial oppression that also happened in between us. The differences that happen between us, trying to make peace between black brothers.
If we racial
can't stand,
oppression if it's within
discrimination.
The race?
That's discrimination. If we can't fight, if we can't stand united within our own race, why do we want to fight and be a united front and say Black Lives Matter when we are killing our own black people, when we are backstabbing our own black people at work?
I mean, that's
when we can't promote, when there's a promotion for our fellow black people, we can't just smile to them and tell them congratulations.
Okay, but that's now a whole different problem, because now you
pro-black no matter what, brother.
Yeah, listen. Like, if it's within the black community, then it's a different problem. It's not a problem about the pro-black stuff.
So that's the problem of the survival of the fittest, right?
Not survival of the fittest. It's being a human in this world.
It's being a alpha
male.
It's being alpha male. Survival of the fittest.
That's more philosophical stuff. Like
that's what we're doing here. That's what we're doing.
Who is Plato?
Plato, bro. Better than Plato. I mean, that's what we're doing here.
Like we went from like racial issues.
I think it's off.
It's off. I'll be talking to that camera a lot.
It's off, right?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck that shit. So we have to find a way to wrap this up.
It's off.
I'll be talking to that motherfucker a lot.
So let's try to wrap up this episode. It's been a minute now.
Like we're gonna split it, baby.
Yeah, we definitely gonna split it.
Because this nigga.
Listen. Okay, let me
30 minutes. Like 3 times 30 minutes.
let me finish my point. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody find his final thoughts on this whole pro-black matters, and let's conclude because.
Okay. You're pushed like that one philosophical right now with the black on black action, because now it's within the race and it's now just discrimination.
Wait. Before you finish, if we can't stand united, we don't have to go out there and pretend to be united.
Not to pretend to be united. That's
we should though. We should. First of all, listen, like if you and your girlfriend are fighting in public, you're not gonna be, or you and your girlfriend have this argument in public.
I get it, but we are being hypocritical to our own selves.
Are we? Because
of course,
like being pro-black.
I laugh to you. When there are a lot of people there, I laugh with you, but behind closed doors, I'm willing to kill you. Bro, you're being hypocritical.
That's not hypocritical. That's not hypocritical. Because, listen, let me tell you why it's not hypocritical and why it's a good point in it. Because, like, if we fight in public, the white man not going to take us seriously.
Of course, that's true.
So, we cannot fight for the same cause because they'll say, oh, that divided. Like, why would I listen to 2 different opinions? Like,
that's
I want
true.
one.
That's true.
So, we can fight behind closed doors, have our dysfunctionality going on. That's cool. But as long as it comes to interracial encounters, we should stay on the same front.
I personally feel I personally think it's a hypocritical move. We have to solve the issues back doors before we come out.
Yeah. Of course, we should. That doesn't mean we shouldn't solve our problems back doors.
That's what I mean. Like,
I say the moment
behind back doors, you have to fight.
But the moment we step out,
we're friends, bro.
We're friends.
Ghana and Nigeria can have a war, but if you come in, we cool.
Like, how many times we have like people dissing on Ghanaians, then just jump on to defend Ghanaians and vice versa. But when it's just boys
between us,
it's going down. It's going down, brother.
And it should be like that for blackness.
That one I feel.
You see, that's why it's a philosophical question.
We are philosophers here,
I know, but we went from racial, because pro-black it's all about the race. It's only black against the other races, you know, black against the world. But if you say yeah, like being like black on black crime, then it's not racial no more. So the pro-black aspect falls away. Now it's being within the race, so it's just discrimination and different. Like we got to see what basis like it is. But you see, it's like you said it's hypocritical, but like did you ever saw a movie or a series where two fractions are big enemies, but they fight together to defend a bigger enemy? It's just like that.
Law 3.
It's just like that. So
Was that
it's for the greater good. It's for like
not Law 2.
you see like the whole American and Russia stuff, Cold War stuff. But in the movies, that it'd be like aliens are coming, and now they're joint forces, and it's the world fights united.
As I said, we should find a finer words because.
But let me roll my stuff up.
We're going very left.
Let me roll my stuff up. So my last word are being pro-black. The actual question is being pro-black
Anti-white.
being anti-white. I'm saying yes.
Okay.
And I'm pushing it because it'd be like you can't be pro, like if you're not anti-white, you're pro-white. Like you can't be. It's two-faced. It's like being pro-white or pro-black. Being pro-white or anti-white. It can't be something in the middle. So
yeah, I just want to I want to say something really quick. The spectrum of humans is bigger than black and white. There's stuff in between.
I know, but I'm talking about being pro something. Does mean you stand for that 100%, meaning the other percent are.
So you're not ready to compromise with the black man, with the white man.
No.
Okay, cool. That's you. No. That might be a follow-up podcast. We don't have time for that right now.
No.
Thank you, bro.
You conclude your
try,
thoughts.
but no.
My final thoughts. I've just been pushing it all along. There is opportunity and there is room for improvement. We have to sit down and talk about our indifferences, the main cause of these problems, and then we can find a solution to it. Yeah, that's my thought. Yeah.
My followed thoughts will be I'll read you the last bit of my essay I wrote on this topic, and I think it sums up this whole conversation pretty well. Let me begin. We might choose segregation under our terms, but we cannot ignore that it will cause racial differences, stereotypes, and hatred to grow bigger. Why would we choose war over love? Choosing to live with white people doesn't automatically mean to give up on our values, belief system, and morals. It doesn't mean to impress or to compete with the whites at all costs. We should empower one another. If a Negro falls, we fall. We all fall. If a Negro succeed, we all succeed. This is what pro-black mean to me.
That's why Martin Luther King got shot.
What is that?
That's why Martin Luther King got shot because he's thinking like you.
Malcolm X also got shot.
Yeah, and he think like me.
So both of us died.
So
I'm the only one alive here.
Being pro-white
I'm the only one alive now.
Is the way to survive, but you have to
Malcolm
compromise.
wasn't pro-white and he died.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
why
being pro-white is the way to survive.
Yeah.
But Martin died as well. He was also pro-white. So both died.
No, he compromised a little bit. Like he tried to do it just like you peacefully.
So this has
but he
been
was
better than
pro-black.
Plato, my friends. This has been better than Plato. Thank you for being here.
Uplift all your black brothers and sisters.
Thank you for being here.
Pow.
Shout out to my family, my dogs. Like I love y'all.
Shut the F up, bro.
Yeah.
And you can go and check Coach Ike House. Coach Ike House? Go and check Coach Ike out on his Instagram page.
I'm currently the finest nigga in H-Town.
apparently the finest nigga in 040.
Allegedly.
It's just a name.
Allegedly. It's not confirmed. It's just a name.
And yeah, this has been better than Plato.
I have been Manu.
Yeah, and I've been Michael. We had a wonderful guest.
I hope we can follow up to this conversation on a different day because we talked a lot
And
today.
this section will be split. So if you just listen to the end and go check the earlier parts out. Yeah. See you next time.
Stay hydrated. Stay on a high vibration. I love all black, white, Asian, whatever race out there. Bye bye.
Black people.
Bye.